Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to my workshop, Returning at Home with me. It's nippy outside. I think the wire's on the change here. Uh, I had to put the heating on for the first time in the shed for a long time. So it's on in the background. I will bring uh, Doug in. There he is. Oh, and let him say, I had
Here
it
we
turned
are.
off. I had him turned off there. So, we will make a start and I will put him back in the background, out of the way.
Bye-bye.
That's where he likes to be anyway.
I am an introvert.
Okay, guys, what we want to do tonight? Wood, it's wood and it's more wood. Uh, let's see, where we're overhead camera. Right, a couple of pieces of log here. There's another one, two pieces. And I think it's sycamore. I'm not sure. It's just part of the consignment I got a long time ago, and it's been sitting waiting for to dry and stuff. And I turned some of it this afternoon, and it was pretty much dry, very powdery. It may not be sycamore, but yeah. Anyway, who cares? It's a piece of wood. So, what am I going to make tonight? Well, I've been making stuff for craft fairs and stuff, and I've another one in November. Uh, we do every year. So, and I sold them all these wee things last year, and I had none left. So this is I'm going to show you what we're going to make. Uh, we're going to make this wee fellow.
Oh, very nice.
Okay. So uh, you'll need two pieces of wood for this. One for the body, and this other piece for the roof, or you want to call it the roof, the top. And then you'll need another wee bit of wood like that for its perch to sit on. And there's a wee finial goes on the very bottom of the base. So I will turn this around, and while I'm doing that, Doug will tell me who's in, and take it from there. Okay?
All right. Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. It's good to have everybody along today, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is where you happen to be. So let me start at the top of the chat and we'll just work our way down. We start off with Michael McEwen at Dreamtime Woodcraft. Then there's Jennifer Craft and Creations. Norman Greenwell is with us today. Fred Gilliver is as well. Malcolm Douglas is here. Good evening, Malcolm. Keep working my way down. Chris Charlton. Hello, Chris. Todd at Glencoe Woodworks. Glad to see Todd. And MB. MB is with us again. Let's see. My chat just jumped. Where'd everybody go? Um, Holy cow, it jumped a lot.
Uh,
MB is in. Go ahead.
you're okay. Go you ahead.
Okay. Um, Mike Evans has joined us. Hello, Mike. Vinny Charlton. Karsten Pedersen. Mike Evans is in. Albert Dawson. Albert, I just saw you a few minutes ago. That's okay. That's a good thing. Brian Best has joined us. Let's see. Roger Kent. Hello, Roger. Brian at Heartwood Turning. Glad to see you, Brian. Matt Ibbotson. Glad to see you, Matt. We'll keep working our way down here. Tony Smith has joined us. Hello, Tony. Haley at Wooden Burl has joined us. Hi, Haley. And I'm at the bottom of my list. Glad to have everybody along, and if I've missed anybody, just let me know in the chat there, and I'll be glad to give you a shout out. Didn't miss you on purpose, I promise.
Okay, okay, guys. I brought that down to 3.5 inches in diameter on both ways. So that's going to be the base. I was looking at this video earlier. There's a wee cracks running into it, but I'm going to be hollowing most of that out anyway. So we will. I'm just thinking to myself, what would I do here? Do I turn it around or not?
Malcolm Douglas is in the chat. I don't know if I called his name out or not, but hello, Malcolm.
Yes. I was a wee bit lost there.
Oh, I understand.
Everything went blank out of my head there. And I only made one this afternoon. I actually made two this afternoon, you know. But that doesn't mean nothing. You can always forget. So this putting a 35mm Forstner bit into this to help with the hollowing. A lot of there's some people that say it's a wee bit of cheating, but it's not cheating. Anything you can do to make your life a bit easier,
Yep.
it's why struggle, right? So we're just going to take this and near enough the depth of the Forstner bit.
All right. Brian is telling us that his builders are there or due to be there Thursday, and he gets his driver's license back in 3 weeks. That's tremendous. Good for you, Brian. I know that'll be a big weight off your shoulders. New sense of freedom.
So just respecting the Forstner bit and keep my hand on the Jacob's chuck in case it come out of the quill. You don't want that big thing swinging around in there.
That would not be good.
I seen it happen one night in my local club, and that wasn't nice. It was scary. So it was a scary moment. No damage done, but it could have been worse. Okay, so we're going to hollow this out, and I've just taken that down the depth of that Forstner bit I could get in. I can always get it down a wee bit more when I take some of this away. So we'll remove some of this timber from the front. And so these are wee projects I was going to show you too. If anybody's wanting to make those, you get those wee birds on Amazon. $8.99. You get 10 of them. Okay. If you want to make the bigger birds, the bigger bird cage, this is the size of the actual hanger, but you can get a bigger one than that, which is about, I think it's 2 inches, 2 feet. Sorry, I think it's 2 feet overall. So you get bigger bird box if you want, but you can get bigger birds too. So we just have to shop around for them. I got some last year and never made them. Still in the box. They're still in the box. All right.
Seems like we all have a little of that. Some stuff we picked up for a project and never looked at it again. Door 60 has joined us. Hello, Door. Glad to have you along.
Just going to put this elbow thumper out of the way because I need to come around a wee bit to get into this. So all I'm interested in is get the wood out of there and not worry about the finish of it at this stage. So, all I'm interested in is get the wood out of there and not worry about the finish of it at this stage. So, all I'm interested in is get the wood out of there and not worry about the finish of it at this stage. So, all I'm interested in is get the wood out of there and not worry about the finish of it at this stage. So, all I'm interested in is get the wood out of there and not worry about the finish of it at this stage. So, all I'm interested in is get the wood out of there and not worry about the finish of it at this stage. So, all I'm interested in is get the wood out of there and not worry about the finish of it at this stage. So, all I'm interested in is get the wood out of there and not worry about the finish of it at this stage. So, all I'm interested in is get the wood out of there and not worry about the finish of it at this stage. So, all I'm interested in is get the wood out of there and not worry about the finish of it at this stage. So, all I'm interested in is get the wood out of there and not worry about the finish of it at this stage. So, all I'm interested in is get the wood out of there and not worry about the finish of it at this stage. So, all I'm interested in is get the wood out of there and not worry about the finish of it at this stage. So, all I'm interested in is
Old Man River Woodturner has joined us. Hello, Dale. Glad to see you tonight.
Right, before I go any further with that, I just want to put a wee bit of shape onto the bottom half of the bird box. That way, you know where you are on thickness, because I need to round it in and take the top of it over a wee bit. So we'll just bring that over a wee bit. So I want to bring this in.
Jennifer's reminded everybody to please remember the thumbs up. There are 11 thumbs up and 33 people in the chat. So, yes, everybody make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I started making it a habit long ago when I come into a video or a live, I go ahead and hit the thumbs up button right away, and I can't forget it that way. So it works out quite well.
So just making my wee shoulder for my lid to fit onto. And that's why you need to do that before you go any further inside it, because you could forget about it very quickly and not have any room to make on your side here. So you want a wee bit of a curvature on the top bit as it comes down. Not much. You don't want to have a straight looking box, you know. You want to have some shape to it. As I said, I made 10 of them last year, and every one of them sold. So they're a good selling item and a good wee Christmas present for giving people, you know.
Sure are, yeah. I did 6 of them for my sister for Christmas one year. Little small ones, not nearly as big as what you got there, but these were little ones to hang on her Christmas tree. So it's what she asked for, so that's what she got.
Okay, so I'm quite happy here with my shape. That's the shape I want to have. So we're going to go back to the inside now. Ooh. And we'll just have a wee look inside and see what's happening. Right, there's plenty of wood to come away from that at the bottom. And have this or
Mike at Dances with Aardvarks has joined us. Says he's been on a quest to buy something that was still affordable despite the inflation. Looked at clothes, the prices were up. He looked at furniture, the prices were up. He looked at tools, the prices were up. So I'm taking it, Mike, that you didn't find anything.
So this is a wee carbide bit I'm using. Good friend of mine from the club, he got this tool and he said it was too aggressive for him, so he gave it to me. It is aggressive tool. You have to watch what you're doing with it. It's good on end grain. It's fantastic in end grain. You need to hold on with both hands when you're using this one. Not too bad in this wood because it's quite soft. But the one I was doing this afternoon, it was grabbing like mad.
All right, Todd's going to start on your show today. He says, how do you fix a broken pumpkin with a pumpkin patch? Boo. Oh, my. The dad jokes are starting. Yes, Michael, here we go.
So I'm just going to
Here we
stop and
go.
have a look to see where we are and check our wall thickness. Yeah, quite quite a bit of timber still there.
Twisted Pete of the Trees is here. Good morning, Pete. How are you today?
Welcome, Pete.
Oh, me. I kind of like this one. What do you call a zombie stir frying? A dead man walking.
Who's that one from?
Todd.
Todd.
Copper Outlet Wood Turning has joined us. Hello, Rob. Dead man walking, huh?
Just want to see where my depth is here. It's not crucial, but you have plenty of room here because I'm not going to hollow this the whole way down here. So there's where I am here at the minute. So we will have to turn this a wee bit at the bottom to make this the final shape of the bottom of the birdhouse, and then so it doesn't, you don't have to turn it all away. So we'll take a wee bit more out of that bottom just for the sake of it. Just
good.
flatten that across.
Robert Botwood has joined us, as has Lucy and Andy. We're glad to have you guys all with us tonight.
Welcome along, everyone.
Andy said he went to the aquarium this weekend but didn't stay long. There was something fishy about that place. I kind of
Oh
understand
dear.
what you mean. Yes, yes, yes.
Just want to check. Let's see what. Right. Okay, so I think a wee tidy up around the bottom of that would do, and that would do for my depth. We just got my big scraper here, and just tidy the inside of that up. I don't really bother with too much sanding on the inside of this because nobody's going to see it. Because you put the lid on and it's stuck on. So, believe it or not, I had a woman ask me, how do you clean it out?
Very carefully.
How do you clean it out? Here's me, what do you mean? Birds make a mess in it. Here's me, it's not functional. It's
Right.
decorative. It's for inside. Oh, she said.
Andy is joining Todd in the dad jokes. He says, "Why can't dinosaurs clap their hands? Because they're extinct." You're exactly right. Exactly
Okay,
right.
so we need to drill a hole for our body to get in and out. And I'm using the 20mm Forstner bit to drill that. I've just held off with the final cuts on the inside because when you go through with the Forstner bit, you will tear the inside out. So you want a wee bit of timber there to allow you to clean that up. Even though you can't see inside, they will stick their finger in and go, that's not finished on the outside, you know.
Yep.
So pick your side you want. That's quite a nice piece of timber. Now to look at it, I think it is sycamore. Near sure it is. So I think we'll go with this orientation. So I want to made a wee boob this afternoon. I drilled the hole too low. And when I put my wee perch in, the bird was facing down away and he was not facing central.
Todd says, "Why didn't the skeleton dance at the party? He had no body to dance with." Oh, mercy. Andy follows up. He says, I gave my handyman a to do list, but he only did jobs 1, 3, and 5. Turns out he only does odd jobs.
Oh, they're coming out of woodwork now.
Yeah.
Hmm. That's because it's Halloween coming round.
That's part of it. Ah, stupid Windows update. I don't care. Go away.
Right, right. It's quite thick still down at the bottom as it goes round the corner. I don't know if you could see that. Maybe if I stop it there, you'll see. So it's about quarter of an inch here. There's near half inch at the bottom as it goes round the corner. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a wee bit more out of that, and
Carson says, speaking of the holidays, did you know that in Elizabethan times, the British royal family would all dress up as reindeer? It ended when the queen declared, "We are not a moose."
oh god.
Yeah. What do MB says? What do you call a paper airplane that can't fly? Stationary.
Uh,
Oh me, it's gonna be one of those days, Paul.
yeah, it sure looks like it.
So while they're telling bad jokes and you're hollowing that out, I'm going to stick in my link for tomorrow, and I'll
Right.
tell you now, there's going to be probably 2 Blue Peter moments, not just one, but 2. You know why skeletons stay so calm? Todd says because nothing gets under their skin. So
Uh,
very true. So very true.
right, so I'm happy enough where we are with that. So uh, we'll give this a wee light sand on the outside. Doesn't need an awful lot. It's quite. It came up quite well with the tool. There's very little sand that'll be done to that.
All right. Andy's trying to get himself in the doghouse. He says when God created the world, he said he would put a good woman in every corner. Then he made the world round. Andy, that's not too good. That's your woman is sitting right beside you, and you say something like that.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll just touch that up with a wee bit of 240.
Andy, Andy said he got the look over the glasses frame. Yes, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. I was working in a store one time, and a fellow I forget what he was saying he had done or said something about his wife, and she was right there. I said, I guess you had to spend the night in the doghouse. He said, I spend so many nights in the doghouse, I get rabies shots and wear a flea collar. So he understood. Pete says
Oh,
Andy can safely say that. He has shin guards on. And Lucy's looking for something to throw. So as long as
so,
it's not your skew, you'll be okay.
oh, I'll not do that. Just noticed that crack there. To do that
Mm.
expansion, it will crack. So I'll take the jaws out and then put it in the jaws there.
Ooh, just fit, huh?
No, I'll go out more.
Oh, will they?
Um,
Okay.
Yeah, that's quite a big chuck. The Axminster chuck there. Right. So want to bring this bit down now to our final bottom for the shape. So we'll just
Oh,
bring this round.
they're getting worse, Paul. Where do rainbows go? Uh-oh. That didn't work,
I didn't want to tighten it too much.
right? Where
uh,
do rainbows go when they've been bad? To prism so they have time to reflect on what they've done.
this is a
Oh,
bit of a
mercy.
reminder of last week's.
Yeah, yeah. As a
Well,
matter of fact.
I'm just going to bring the tailstock up then. I didn't want to put too much pressure on the actual turning itself because there is a wee fair line crack in it, and I'm scared of too much pressure on it. It'll crack on me.
Mm-hmm.
And that wouldn't be nice.
Todd
So,
says, why do demons and ghouls hang out together? Because demons are a ghoul's best friend.
uh,
Oh, me. Brian says, tailstock. Yep, tailstock works. Good thought, Brian. I tend to do the same thing, though. I guess we all do. We think we can do it without the tailstock. Oh, my. Andy says, what do you call a dog who meditates? A werewolf.
I don't know if we're
Just,
getting better or getting worse.
yeah, exactly. That is one word, aware.
Yeah,
Mm,
it's still a leash. I do need to turn that wee bit there, so it should be all right.
mm-hmm.
And then we'll
Yeah.
sand it and get it out of the way. Just take it easy now. Easy does it. So I'm making this part of the finial shape, which is going to go on the bottom. It's not a big finial, it's just a wee small thing. Okay. And we need to drill a hole for that, so we'll do that too as well before we uh, change that. Uh, and
Yeah. Brian makes a good point, a good reminder for all of us that when our jaws are open that real wide like that, there's only 8 small points of contact. So the
yeah,
tailstock really does help a lot of times.
right, I'll finish with that. I'm going to take that out and get that out of the way. Sometimes you're just pushing your luck when you're doing
Absolutely.
that, and
Absolutely.
it either works for you or it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to weigh up the pros and cons of doing it. Right, where am I? We'll sand that wee bit.
So we got Brian who's well on the road to recovery. We got Andy who's recovering well. Hope everybody else is doing well. It's been crazy here in the states with 2 major hurricanes and
I seen it in the news. It looks bad
oh
in
yeah,
some places.
absolutely, it's very bad in some places. Um, my wife has gone down to area in Tennessee where she grew up, and they were hit hard with Helena or Helena, I guess. So she took a bunch of stuff down, as well as some money to buy some supplies. She'll come back with some family furniture that I have no idea where that's going to go. Probably in the living room. So it's going to be crazy. But anyway, that's where she is right now. I'm here by myself for the week, and I tell you what, today has not been a sunny day. It has been cloudy since I woke up this morning. So looks like it could rain, and it's gotten a little cooler here. It's been in the high
Right.
70s, low 80s.
So just under at the 180. Doesn't need any more than that. That's perfect for a change. Right. I'll put a wee taste of sand sealer on that.
It's good to hear Brian's news that everything's going well. And I thought when I watched the Terry's playback last night that Brian, I thought you sounded like you felt better last night, so that was good. Dale says it's cloudy, rainy, in the 40s there in upstate New York. Well, very good. I'm glad it's not just me. um, Fall is definitely going to drop in on us quickly, I do believe. In fact, Dale, aren't you guys being predicted with some snow later this week? Seems like that's what I saw. Somebody is. I thought it was northern New York.
I'm just giving that a wee coat of Yorkshire crit just because I can. No reason for it.
Well, even on these small pieces, if we're gonna like, just as an example, whether it's a birdhouse like that or these little snowmen I've been making, um, people are going to pick them up. If you take them to a
Yep.
craft show or put them in a store, people pick them up, and if they don't feel good in their hand, they'll say that's very pretty, and they'll stick it back on the shelf or on your table. You're welcome, Brian. I'm just glad you're doing better. So it pays off, I think, in the long run to put at least a nice surface, even if you don't put a whole lot of finish on something like this. But to put a good, make a nice surface so when they pick it up, it feels good. That means spending an extra 5 minutes using Yorkshire grit or some other abrasive paste, so be it. It's not that big an investment.
Now, if you're going through the motions of finishing stuff, uh,
Yeah.
just do it all as you would normally do it, and then you've no comeback on it. You've done it, and it should be okay. Right, I'll give that a wee taste of whack. We'll just wax the inside of the hole so the bird can get in and out easy when he gets his Christmas dinner. Oh, dear. Oh, my old knees are not getting any better. They're getting worse.
Hmm.
I don't know what's going on. I keep saying I have to go to the doctor, but I keep being annoyed.
Yeah, I'm starting to make a list for the next time I go to the doctor.
He'll be glad to see you.
She's I like her a lot, and she will usually ask me anyway if I've got any other questions or issues that we need to talk about. And I think last time I made her a little bit mad. She was going to give me a prescription for some medicine, and I said, "Don't, just put your prescription pad back in your pocket. I'm not going to take it, so there's no point in giving me the prescription." Um, but I've got to ask her about my left hip. It just
Right.
if I sit for any time at all, it
That's that
stiffens up.
part done. So that's the bottom half. Okay. So we will get the top half going. Uh,
Now, if you filled that with wine, it wouldn't hold very much.
no, because there's a big hole inside of it.
And the bottom.
No, the hole doesn't go right through.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you drilled all the way through.
No, it didn't.
Okay. No problem. But still, there's a hole inside.
Yeah, I'll just check. No, there's no hole right through it. It's it's still there.
Good.
So we'll
I
just
have.
bring this down there around. We need to bring your tail stock up. Just to be safe. And I took all the bark off that before we started tonight because it was loose. And I just, here's me, I'll just do that while I'm here. So this is quite out of shape, so just be wary of when you turn your lathe on that you're not really up in the high numbers. It'll be dancing around the room on you.
Yep.
Right. I'm just going to put my face shield back on again. Just I get this to around. Because those wee bits of wood are not nice when they hit you up the face. It could be sore time.
Yeah. Bark that's loose. You think, oh, that bark doesn't weigh, it's thin, it doesn't weigh much, but it can hurt you if it comes flying off of there at 3,000 RPMs. Or little bumps of wood. So you wear your smock, you stand out of the way, wear your face shield. Malcolm's hoping to get back to turning later this week. He's been off for over 6 months because of his knee replacement. Then he remodeled the kitchen, trying to recover. I'm not sure remodeling the kitchen was a smart thing to do, Malcolm. That's probably
No.
set you back. At least that's what I would tell my wife.
Right. I just want to bring this on
Yeah,
to see where
Todd
I am.
said Todd said
Right.
my pain may not actually be in my hip. You may be exactly be right, Todd. The sacroiliac joint and that sacroiliac nerve can be pinched in that
That's very
joint.
that's very tactical, Doug. Those
Yep.
names. Right. I was going to say, you want the lid to be bigger on the bottom so it sits over with a like a wee
Hmm.
rim. Okay. So I'll just tidy that up with on a tidy cut, and we'll start to shape that and hollow the inside of that out. So
Talking about the bark flying off, Pete says, very true, Doug. That's why I turn loose bark at 29.95 RPMs. Doesn't hurt as nearly as bad at 29.95 as it does at 3,000. Yeah, I've had nerve pain before, and a lot of folks were trying to say, mm-hmm, oh, I don't know why I can't think of the name of it now. Anyway, it's another kind of nerve pain. But I found a doctor who figured it out exactly, and it was there's a in the back of the hip joint or hip bone. There's a large joint that a nerve goes through, and it can get compressed. Um, so anyway, I dealt with that for a while till he fixed it.
just getting the size of our opening or bottom here. Well, let's go a wee bit bigger and or a wee bit smaller, sorry, and then you can always uh, creep up to it. We make it too big
Hmm.
and then too loose. Right, that's all
Too
right.
too big is just too big. There's not much putting it back.
No, right.
Always laugh hearing carpenters when they're building like a house. That board's too short. Oh, no worries. We'll just put some more caulk in it. No, no, cut a new board.
So I'm just going to put the Forstner bit in. Give me a wee bit of a hand here. I don't want to take it all out, but whatever I take out, it'll be a help. Uh,
Lucy has a standard question, Paul. She asks it
yes,
almost every time. She says, "Because we were late to the party tonight, what is Paul making and from what?" It's a birdhouse
we're
from
making
what
a
we
birdhouse
might be sycamore, right?
and sycamore. It definitely is sycamore.
Oh, definitely sycamore. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I wasn't sure at the start of the night, but it is.
Yeah, it's the usual case. It starts as fogwood, and then sometimes it becomes something we actually know what it is. uh, I've been trying to decide what I'm going to use for tomorrow, and I really don't know yet. Um, it's a painted project, so I don't want to use something like walnut.
Something white,
Maybe, yeah.
with a poplar or something.
Todd says a birdhouse or a studio apartment for Lucy. Careful, Todd. Careful. Oh me. Yeah. I mean, I've got some Leland cypress here. I don't want to use. I've got a piece of Bodark here, but I'm not about to turn a vase out of Bodark. It's just no, no. I've done that recently. Not gonna do it again. That stuff's too hard.
I'm just sizing my recess for the opening, and it's almost there. Still, you're better doing this than having it too big, and then you
Yes,
can't do nothing with it.
absolutely.
And if you're uneven, unsure of the size, just bevel it towards the center as you go in with your tool,
Hmm.
and then it will go on to the start and it get tighter as it goes in. So you can always take a wee bit more off the back if you need to. Now that's that's just there no more. So I think this
Yeah.
cut will do.
Pete had said a pretend birdhouse for pretend birds from wood. Very, very true, Pete. Very, very true. I did have somebody sent me a message one day. They said, I've been seeing a lot of these hummingbird houses and asked, could I make a hummingbird house?
Mhm.
And they were being serious. They wanted to put houses out on the tree, hang them from the trees for the hummingbirds. I said, "Well, yes, I can make those. I know exactly what you're talking. I can make them, but you got to understand, hummingbirds will not go in there. They they don't use cavities. They build little tiny nests out on the tips of the branches."
I think I was growing this piece of wood every time I try it. I'm,
It
I'm cutting wood away and it's not getting any smaller.
gets tighter and tighter, doesn't it? I've had that happen, and then make one last cut, and it's a French fit.
Yes, that's lovely. That's
All right.
just nice and snug. It's not too tight. It doesn't matter if it's tight or not because it's going to be glued in. So you want it to
Hmm. Hmm.
cover that. So we're going to put our shape onto our. We're going to finish the inside of this. Now that that's done, all I'm going to do is run the scraper around the outside of that and tidy that up a wee bit. I'm not taking any more timber out of it. I'll just run the.
Lucy said she was ashamed to say she watched EastEnders before she came in, and Brian turns around and says, "So you should be, Lucy." I've heard of the show. I know what the show you're talking about, but I have never seen even a commercial for it. So how I know anything about it, I couldn't tell you. No hummingbirds in Europe, apparently, says Todd. Ah, I bet there are.
Right, I think that will more or less do that. On the inside, that's okay. Just tidy up a wee bit of fuzzy stuff there. Okay, just check that fits before we move on. Ba, 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 ba. So you could use two contrasting woods. You could do, lighter color or darker color on the top if you so wish. Yeah.
Pete. Pete says, nope, all the European birds learned the words. No need to hum. Excellent comeback, Pete. Excellent. I was out in the yard about a month ago, 6 weeks maybe, and I thought a bee was flying around my head. And I hate it when bees fly around my head. I'm swinging around at it, swatting at it. Never did see it. Turns out it was a hummingbird. Stinking thing. Right around my head. I had a red shirt on. Maybe the shirt I'm wearing today. They're
See
kind
what
of attracted to red.
we're like, right? So just remember, we want to follow the shape more or less of plenty of timber there, so I can't go through it. But Just put my bottom on again, just the shape, what it looks like the shape. Yeah, take a wee bit more off that. A wee bit high, that's why. Change the word spindle gauge. It's just a wee bit rough for that. Just bringing that corner around a wee bit. Just bring our bottom up again. It's easier to look at it when it's all on together, to see what your final shape is. Happy enough. Could take a wee bit more timber away from here. Maybe bring that down a wee bit more. Now we're going for a wee bit of a design on it, the roof. Big coves. Okay. We'll have a wee look at that, see what it's like. Yeah, happy enough of that. So we'll turn it around now and finish the top part of it.
Yeah, Lucy, we talked about that just before you came in. Lucy's reminding folks to show their support for you, Paul, by smashing the thumbs up button.
Yeah.
So now you've had 2 reminders. So there's no reason for folks to forget to do it.
Right. Okay. We'll just bring the tailstock up until I get most of this timber taken away.
Uh-oh.
Where'd that go? It's in the shaving somewhere here. Oh, I got it.
Good deal.
There's the old knees again. Oh, God.
Mm-hmm. It's not dropping it that's the problem. It's the getting down there and getting back up.
Yeah, it's getting up again, Doug.
Yeah. Yeah.
No trouble getting down.
Yeah. Yeah. We can always just fall down, can't we?
Yep. Right. Right, we'll take some of this away. Didn't like that. It just wants to grab that whole gouge. Shouldn't be using that anyway.
Yeah, I think your bowl gouge was fine. You were going uphill against the grain, so. In response to Lucy, Brian said, "Yes, ma'am. Makes me think that Michelle got him good last night when she came in and corrected him a little bit."
We just need to tick.
Oh, Lucy, you got your hands full with that one. Lucy's trying to teach Gideon the difference between there, and there. That's one of my pet peeves when I see people using those three words incorrectly. Uh, People who are educated, I know they're educated because some of them I went to school with, and I know they learned. So it just kind of bugs me.
Not very sharp. Try this one. Better.
Ah, learning about apostrophes in phonics today. Very good. Heard somebody the other day said they quit teaching phonics in elementary school now, and that would be a shame. I'm not so sure that's not how I got through elementary school, was because I did learn phonics. Still can't spell, but I know phonics. There, and there. Over there, that car belongs to them, so it is theirs. They are going to use the car to go over there.
Right. Look at that sounded.
Oh, Lucy, I think we went on to year 5, maybe, with phonics. Thank you for that, Pete. Appreciate it. Let's see. It was there, and there, and then the other one of the other ones is 2, 2, and 2. Something else. There's another word. It's just a pair of words, not a triplet of words, but a pair of words that bugs me. Yes, it's and its. Yeah, and most people want to use it apostrophe s to say something belongs to it, which is not right. Apostrophe is it is. Where and where is another one. Dale, you're right. Where would you wear that? Yeah, so it's where, and where. Oh, that's good to know, Lucy. I don't know what it's good for, but it's good to know. 2, 2, and 2 is 6. Yeah, yeah. All right, Malcolm, that's pretty close to a dad joke. Pretty close to a dad joke. If I remember that, I may use it with zombie tomorrow. Carson says, Doug, now ask the British folk to explain their concept of tea. I think I'm 10% of the way to understanding them.
Gee.
I'm the same way, Carson. Every time I think I've got a grasp on it, they use it a different way. Now, is tea just simply the evening meal, or
Mm,
is it a snack before the evening meal,
uh, it's like
or both?
supper. Supper
Okay,
too. It could be your tea evening meal or supper before you go to bed. We bet the people call it supper. I don't
hey,
know.
do y'all have 4 meals a day?
I don't. I know my grandparents. They before they would go to bed, they get the table out and the teapot out and have a wee cup of tea and finish off from what was left. You know, they would call it supper. We piece of
Okay,
supper.
and
In case you get hungry when you're sleeping.
Pete says it could be an afternoon tea as well. Yeah, and that's what I always thought until I got involved with you guys on all these lives and whatnot, and then I start to understand. Okay, it's more like an evening meal. Um,
Yeah, I would say I would call my tea my evening meal. My tea,
okay,
go and get my tea. Dinner
right?
would be lunchtime
Okay,
or lunch for lunchtime, just whatever.
yeah. Here we typically say, well, there's 3 meals: breakfast, lunch, and supper, and people will use dinner for either lunch or supper, depending on which is the larger of the 2 meals. For me, it's typically supper would be the larger, but I never have called it dinner. I always called it breakfast, lunch, and supper. A lot less confusing that way. Robert Boltwood says that tea is a drink.
Yeah,
Todd says dinner versus supper. Um, for me, it's the same difference, Todd. Dinner, supper would be interchangeable, but there are people that call lunch dinner because that's their large meal for the day. Lucy says they have tea time in their house. Haley is saying she's the same. Tea is the evening meal. Okay. I've
yeah,
got no problem with that. It's just, it can be, for outsiders, it can be a little confusing. Of course, for us here, if I moved just down the road 30 miles, they may start talking about dinner, and I'm thinking they're talking about supper, the evening meal. And they're not. They're talking about the midday meal. Uh, I can't imagine if I ate too much for lunch, I'm ready to go to sleep for the rest of the afternoon. Okay, Lucy says thinking she thinks of supper as a light meal before bed,
yeah,
bowl of cereal, a slice of that. That kind of makes sense to me to call it that, like a bedtime snack.
yeah. I that's what my grandparents had done every night, like a
Hmm.
bedtime snack.
My my grandfather had a bedtime snack every night of the week. Big bowl of vanilla ice cream with chocolate syrup on it every single night. So you all would call that supper. He just called it a midnight snack, even though it might happen at 10:30, 11 o'clock. Wasn't quite, never was midnight.
Right, I just need to go and get a wee hooky thing
Ah,
here. I got a wee hook. Then we'll turn the wee perch. We'll need a wee perch. So I'm putting a wee eyelet in for the to hang on the thing. And then we'll glue the lid to the base. And then we'll put that wee bit of timber in and turn that. So
Michael
so
McEwen
we're
says that
going we're
that's why
getting there.
everything used to shut down for afternoon siesta. You're right, Michael. Yes, things used to. Even in biblical days, the afternoon after the lunchtime was shut down, and then they would come back toward the evening to the businesses because it was cooler.
Yeah, Spanish do that.
Yeah, they still do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mexico is the same. Lucy says carbs and milk together is supposed to help you sleep. Yeah, if as long as you're not lactose intolerant, Lucy, I have to be
So just
careful with
I just
what
glued
you put
that
in
in. So that's that part done. So we need to drill a hole in that.
it.
And
Brian, I like your thinking. Breakfast, morning tea, lunch, afternoon tea, dinner or the evening meal, and then supper. I like your thinking. I went through a period where I was eating 6 meals a day, but they were all very small meals.
right, we need to turn the wee finial thing. So we're gonna a wee block of wood. We shall do both bits. Where's my key? Where did I put a key? Probably too long, for what I need, but we'll go with it.
Michael, I may have to explore that a little better. My every once in a while, my wife that talks about. Well, we like it where we live. We love this area. Has everything we want in uh, around us. Um, Even though we live out in the country, we're not very far from good restaurants and good shopping and all of those kinds of things. But every once in a while, we both think, man, it would be nice to live on an island. The Azores would be, that would be nice. That would be nice. Kazai says they have morning and afternoon snack at school. That sounds like a winner to me too. I like a morning snack. Problem is, you got to get up early enough to have a decent breakfast time, or there's no time to have a snack between breakfast and lunch. Terry at Heckinting Arts. I'll say it in a minute. He has joined us. Hey, Terry. Glad to have you along with us. Did watch your live late last night. I didn't get home until what would have been about 10 o'clock your time, but I did watch it last night. And that's going to be a lovely lamppost when you get it done. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. Pete says obviously for him all meals are breakfast as it's always morning. Sure. Nothing wrong with that, Pete. Not a thing wrong with that. I can eat my weight in bacon, so if I could have bacon 3, 4, 5 times a day, that'd be all right.
Yeah, I like a bit of bacon myself.
Ah, that doesn't sound like a bad plan, Lucy. She says breakfast is toast during the week and pancakes and eggy bread on Saturday and Sunday. That doesn't sound bad at all. Todd says he enjoys breakfast for dinner quite often. I do too. Haven't done it for a long time, but this week while I'm at home by myself, that may be what I do a few times. I've got to go to the grocery store anyway, so.
Yeah. I was pushing my luck with that. Again. Where'd that go? I'm down on my knees. I don't think I'll come back up again. Oh, God.
You need one of those long grabby things, don't you?
Oh, I have one of those long grabby things. I'm going to bring
I
that out. It's in the house sitting.
I need one. I don't have it, but I need one.
Need to
They're
bring
not
it.
expensive.
I don't know where I got that one from. I've got it in the house. Just need this.
Karsten, I like your thinking. Carson says, I guess all meals are breakfast. As you're breaking the fast you've been through since the last meal. True, true.
Just trying to get this back on center.
Yeah, Lucy will have a bowl of cereal for tea sometimes if she doesn't fancy very much.
Oh, come on. It doesn't have to be because I haven't turned it. We're going to be a wee bit off center. I'm going to always fix it. Tighten this up now.
Can't be too far off at this point. You've got that stead point there in their little tenon there.
It's a wee bit off. Doesn't matter. Made that wee tenon too small. So that's what I was doing when I was making another one. And when that, it came out of the chuck.
So Keziah seems to eat all the time now, huh? Must be starting a growth spurt.
Oh, frick's sake.
We always knew when our son had just finished a growth spurt because that's when he would start eating us out of house and home. Yeah, that was such an interesting kid. He'd start eating everything. Oh, he's starting to have a growth spurt. No, he just finished a growth spurt. He was odd. All right, Lucy, you got to help me out. Lucy said that she's half a stone heavier than her brother. Uh, how much is a stone? How many pounds is a stone? I'm dumb in that way. Oh, Terry, don't make excuses. He says he's on his phone, so it's difficult to type. That's how I do all the chat, Terry. It's always on my phone. I watch the video on my big TV and do the chat on my phone. Yeah, Matt, I'm the same way. Not growing anymore, except maybe outward. 14 pounds to the stone. Okay. All right.
Matt doesn't
Fine.
need to grow anymore. He's big enough.
Yeah,
He's a
I
big
don't
guy.
either. Yeah, Fred, that predictive text will get you on it. He's got typed in there 14 lads to a stone. Then he comes right back and says pounds. Yeah, that predictive text will get you. 14 pounds to the stone. Wow. Wow.
Right, that fits. So we can bring this up in, and then I'll hold that while I keep the rest of that.
Yes, Lucy, that's right. 16 ounces to the pound. Kilograms, yeah, that doesn't make sense to me either. Of course, we don't here in the United States. We don't use only in the medical profession do they commonly use the metric system, and even then, most of your nurses have to look it up. They don't. They don't think that way. Brian is having his supper, a tube of Pringles. Good for you, Brian. Good for you.
So this is to be small vinegar for the bottom.
Yeah, Carson, I don't know where the LB for pounds comes from either. It, who knows? Who knows? Okay, Pete. Thanks. Make us all feel dumb. English logic 16 ounces to the pound, 14 pounds to the stone, 8 stone to a hundredweight. Give all the numbers a chance, he says. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. I mean, we don't, it's seldom here that we talk about ounces at all, other than a baby's weight sometimes. Or if people are talking about cooking, they'll talk in ounces sometimes. But that's about the only time they're talking about ounces. It's just straight up pounds. It's what I talk about. That's anybody I'm talking about. It's we're talking about pounds as weight. Kind of odd. And then we get. I've got some finishing products here. This resin-crete business that I have been playing with. It's done in grams, and so I've got a. I had to get a scale that would actually measure grams. Kind of crazy stuff. Yes, and a U.S. ounce is different from a UK ounce. And ounces can be weight or they can be volume. Go figure. Go figure. Yeah, I think you're right, Pete. The LB is from Latin. 20 hundredweight to a ton. So 8 times 14 would be 112. 8 times 112. Yes, it gets complicated.
So that's that bit done. Yeah, it's we now.
Or a simple 2,000 pounds to a ton. Uh, all right. Andy's been on the Google bar again, search bar. The ancient Romans referred to weight They use the term libra pundo. Libra meant weight or balance scales. Pundo meant pound. So they shortened it to just libra. Then they abbreviated it LB. More great useless information. we pass a little of that along in these lives, don't we? A little useless information. Matt, you've got a valid point there. He says that's why metric works better because it standardizes everything. There's no guesswork in all of it. Everything's multiples of 10. My wish would be that everybody use the same everything. Either we all go to metric all the way through, or we drop metric altogether and go with imperial. Then there's probably other scales out there we are not even talking about. uh, oh, I mean, yeah, Pete, you're right. Um, and then you have horse races that are measured in furlongs and not seafaring people. It's nautical miles and knots for wind speed, and go figure. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Carson. Inches can range. Imperial, continental, Scottish, Irish used to have their own. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, horses are measured in hands, which is an odd figure. That that would be something weird. I've got a horse that I measure at 16 hands. Pete measures his horse at 16 hands. Whose horse is bigger? Pete's. He's got bigger hands. The definition of a mile, that should be relatively standard. I forget what the number of feet per mile is. I used to know that, but I don't anymore.
Just getting rid of some tutor here.
But it's all craziness. Craziness. Someday the powers that be will sit down and work it all out together and get it settled.
Right.
There you go, Malcolm. 5,280 feet per mile.
Right.
Different engineering sizes. Sure, sure. A mile to be 10 kilometers. I didn't think there'd be that much difference, but I guess it could be.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Inch used to be, as Pete said, from the tip of the thumb to the joint. But that, again, Pete, between you and me, that could be a world of difference. Your hands are much bigger than mine, I'm sure. Yeah, Lucy has tiny hands. I think I always heard it the second joint or the second segment of your index finger from joint to joint. Not using your thumb, but there's a little bit of difference there, not much in mine.
Chip, 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 chip. Here comes my birdie.
Very nice. Very nice.
I have to watch. I pulled the legs off the last one this afternoon. I was trying to. There's a wee bit of wire for sticking it through your hole to hold it on. See, that one's different. Whatever they coat that stuff with, it sometimes comes out too big, too fat. I'll have to clean it off. I was doing that this afternoon. I pulled his leg off.
It's a peg leg bird. That bird's a pirate.
I'm just gonna have to take it all off. See that? I could always drill a big hole, but I don't really want to drill a bigger hole, because then it wouldn't sit.
Just use some CA. That'll take care of it. Or hot melt. Hot melt would do it.
Yeah. Well, the wee wire it's on, it wraps around its wee perch it sits on, so you don't really need to glue it as such. I'm trying to break this. It's like a waxy film over the wire. I'm trying to break it with my fingernail. Yeah, trying to get it off.
Oh, Al. Al's neighbor just came over and told him she's going to cut down 4 trees tomorrow. Al, what kind of trees are they? If it's the right kind, I might come to Pennsylvania and visit you.
Right, that should be it. Just to straighten those out again. Get in there.
Yeah, Brian, I was talking about measuring a horse by the hands, and yes, I would imagine they are standardized now, Brian. That does not surprise me at all.
Where's that R one?
Measure my hand. Let's see. What'd you say? 4 inches, Brian? My hand's not 4 inches wide. See, I would short myself big time.
Sure, that's that. But so, okay, almost there. I made his finicle too big.
Cherry, tulip, pine, and cypress. That sounds like a neat combination there, Al. If you could talk her out of the cherry and tulip, you'd be in great shape.
Right.
So Pete measured his hand and has 5 inches. I've got 3.5. So yeah, it would vary tremendously. Well, you're hanging on the wire, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to have to shorten the top of that. I can still do that, take a wee bit off. I thought it was going to be a bit too big at the top. It needs to go up here to sit. But
Can you not reshape your wire just a little bit? Bend your top over some more?
Let's see if I can. It'll fit the bigger one, like.
Don't mess yourself up.
It'll fit the bigger one, okay. No, it's still too low. I need to reduce the height of this Do you hear?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do that later. But there
Yeah.
you are, wee birdhouse, and here's the ones done today. You can see that that one's better.
Excellent. Excellent.
If I can get that to sit right. There. Two wee birdie houses.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. They're a nice wee project, and you can give it to somebody for Christmas. And if you don't like them, don't get bar. Oh dear, where's the? I'm gonna turn this heat off in a wee minute. Or shed view. Oh yeah, I'm cooking here. My heating's on and the shed, and I'm burning up. Anyway, I hope you got some from that, and it's a nice wee bit of wee bit of spindle work involved in that, and it's a nice wee project to make. And Doug fell off. Or where'd he go? There he
I
is.
had to I had to deactivate that camera again. I don't know what the deal is, but it's all right.
Oh dear. Well, thank you everyone for coming in and joining me in my workshop tonight. And I hope you were able to take something from that and maybe go and try a wee birdie house. Uh, you don't have to make it that size. You can make it say any size you want. It's just that I bought those stands for that particular size. Once you work out what size fits it, then you can take all your measurements for your pieces of timber and
Hmm.
turn them accordingly. Uh, I just went overboard with the top of that one, but anyway, I can fix it. It's not a big thing. So thank you everybody, and I hope to see you all next Monday again. And it's getting closer and closer to Christmas, and loads of stuff being made, trying to get things made.
Absolutely.
You know, next row of stuff will be snowmen and Christmas trees. I did turn a couple of the day, and wee trees. That's my first ones of the year.
Very good. Very good.
So I will say cheerio, and Doug, you can say cheerio, and we'll press the big button.
Bye bye.
All right, and we'll see you all next week. And don't forget, Doug's on tomorrow night.
Yep.
And if you like what you've seen, please subscribe or give me a thumbs up or leave a comment. Uh, it's
All
great to
the
get
above.
feedback. All right, bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a great night.